For better or worse, Wizards of the Coast took away the plane ticket travel award for Mythic Championship qualifier winners. So now you have people trying to make it to Barcelona, the other side of the world, $1,500, $2,000 more plane ticket or less, depending where you're going. And people are making GoFundMes, and I've already tossed some money to GoFundMes for that. So just starting off with that. What do I think about that? What's it take to make to the Pro Tour? What are you willing to sacrifice? Welcoming fam, much love, Trav here. So in 2011, I was qualified for Pro Tour Amsterdam. That was my first time going to Europe. I was like, hey mom, and I was 21 at the time and going to school. I was like, hey mom and dad, could you help? They're like, no, we're not gonna help you with that. You gotta figure that out on your own. So I went and I had like a minimum wage job at the time with Landmark event staffing, like Yellow Jacket, standing at, this might have even been 2010, but what I ended up doing is I went and I took my collection, all the cards that I had earned and bought and traded for over the last 10 years, and I went and I sold everything to Star City Games, or was it First Pick Games, or something like that. And I took all that money and I deposited in my bank account, and I got up to $851. And I went online and the plane ticket was $852. So I went with my buddy Victor. Victor gave me the last dollar. We drove to the bank together, deposited it, and then I bought the ticket online. And I had a picture of that $1 deposit. I don't have it anymore. To buy my ticket, round trip ticket to Amsterdam, and had that minimum wage job to help pay for the accommodations. I stayed a short time because I couldn't afford much, stayed in a hostel with Mike Thompson. And then I rented a deck from Joe Bono in Seattle, or south of Seattle, for equity. I said, hey, if I win X prizes, I'll give you whatever, and then I'll give you some cards, whatever I get, $20, $40, $60. I drove down there and borrowed the cards, rented the cards for the tournament. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like, what are you willing to do? I think it's reasonable and it's okay if someone wants to do a GoFundMe for it. But me personally, one, I probably wouldn't do that, but maybe I would, because I'm willing to go to great costs, like sell my collection. If I'm willing to, sacrifice all my cards. And I never had a collection again after that, actually. I would always rent not borrow, but rent decks for tournaments, and that's a good way to build goodwill and get access to cards through your network and always renting. So I started doing that, and later on, once I started to win more cards or accrue cards from tournaments, what would I do? I would give them away through videos to people in Magic for good. Some of y'all benefited from those giveaways. I remember packing up a bunch of small random packages and sending them out. Oh yeah, so it was Amsterdam 2010. 2011, I was qualified for Pro Tour. There was the World Championships in Japan, and I had a silver invitation for that, which at the time was no travel award. And if I had a good result, I could become a gold pro. And it was the World Championship, and it was in Japan. But I couldn't afford it. I didn't have a collection to sell at this point. And I still had a minimum wage job. I would work that minimum wage job before going to classes. It was a different job. I was working in food services. And I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to go. Although that time, I think it might have been worth it. I'm not the type to crowdfund, but I thought I could have gone into debt to do it, like taking out personal loans with people to do it. I thought maybe I should have. And I wasn't able to get to go till 2017 when I was able to go. So that's just to sell some story to you about like what you're willing to do to achieve your dream. If that had been my first Pro Tour, I would have found a way to make it. But I was like, well, I've been to more, I'll get to go to more. And I did get to go to Japan later on. So it came full circle, right? So yeah, what are you willing to do? Now, I'm not making this video to shame people who go on GoFundMe and ask for travel, because obviously, even if it's something I haven't done and would prefer not to do, I've already donated to them. That's just to share some stories with you and motivate you, but also to say Wizards of the Coast has made some changes. I don't know if they watch this or anyone in Wizards of the Coast watches this. I hope so. But one of those changes is take away travel awards, and they do tack on a $500 prize if you can make it out there, so that subsidizes part of the cost. But a lot of what they did is just rearranged prizes so that they can say, oh, we have 1 million prizes, even though like the vast prize winners don't necessarily benefit. The same sort of stuff where they care about superficial optics, where supposedly during the Mythic Championship or Mythic Invitational, they got this massive viewership boost where they said like we had over 100,000 viewers, and supposedly like 80,000 of that was basically bot viewers, purchased robot viewers, bot viewers. It's like y'all need to stop caring about metrics and start more caring about your actual customers and players, right? And part of that is I think the Magic Pro League is amazing. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful, and I'm happy with that, and I'm happy for those people. But there should at least be some kind of like Gold Pro thing. It doesn't even need to give flights, but something. Right now, outside of those 32 players, there's nothing where it's like you're qualified for every Pro Tour. And that's a huge prize. That was the dream growing up for those of us looking at our pro playing friends, or like the people in the community around the Pro Tour. It wasn't like, oh, you're winning this prize money. It wasn't like, oh, you're having these amazing finishes. It was like, you really get to play 4 times a year. You get to take off and go play at the highest level. Like, that's what I want. That's the dream that I want. And I did get to do that in 2016, 2017 season as a Gold Pro. And it was amazing just being like, I'm going to play on the highest level for a full year. And it was awesome that it's like, okay, it comes with flights, so I'm able to do that too. It makes it really easy, and if Wizards brought that back, that'd be awesome. But it wouldn't be hard for them to do, to set up like, all right, we're not even gonna give flights for gold anymore, but there's gonna be 100 players who get to still live that dream if they're able to self-finance that or whatever. So I think it's amazing that what they added, but it really sucks what they took it away. And there wouldn't really be a cost to giving some of that back. So I hope that they consider doing that. And they really do listen. They're not necessarily the best at listening all the time, but it's a big company and there's 20 million players. So if we share our voices and say, hey, like, look at this plane ticket thing, it's kind of bad optics. Look at this. Look at this no Gold Pro thing is kind of sad. No coverage things. There's fewer people going to tournaments. Is that really good? I don't know, you tell me. So what do you think? And those of you who are very serious, obviously y'all know there's we do MTG training, coaching. Me and some of my affiliates, some amazing players. We've won 3 Grand Prix, the coaches, in the last year. Simon Nielsen, Ben Friedman, and Jody Keith have all won a Grand Prix in the last year, and they're amazing coaches inside our program. So people who want to be around professional level players and get good advice and good guidance and say, I don't care about the money, I just want to play at the highest level, this is for you, so you should go apply, and well, we'll see if you're a good fit and follow up with that. So I hope you find that useful. Appreciate you, and share your thoughts on this whole thing down below. So thank you, much love, and talk to you soon. Peace.